93% of everybody that we have in the Oregon Department of Corrections will release out of the Department of Corrections and return to our communities. So it's not a matter of whether they're going to come back. It's guaranteed that almost all of them will come back. And so knowing that they're coming back, we have to have a strategy that actually captures both the work that the state does through various state agencies, but also at the local level with the private nonprofits that are involved in delivering these services, with the faith-based community and with the business community, to acknowledge this as a statewide and a community public safety issue.
The day of release from the institution, the person's let go. Sometimes families there, sometimes not. Sometimes they have transportation, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they have some money that they've earned from the Department of Corrections and they're given a check. Most of the time, they're not. Sometimes people have a place to stay, but for 50% of our total population, they have no place to stay, no place to call home.
Felony on a person's record reduces their overall lifetime earning capacity by approximately 40%. So what we know about this population as they release out is that we have created essentially a poverty class.
My primary responsibility is to work with the business community on trying to find them employment opportunities. The key with any position for any employer is that they want someone who's willing to go to work, show up to work, do a good job, all of that. Our clients are highly motivated to do this because they have something to prove. If someone gets employed once they're out, as soon as they get employed, their chances of going back to prison are less and less for every day that they're working. When they get the job and they come running up to you and grab you and swirl you around in a circle and say, "My gosh, I got a job. I would have never thought I could have got a job. I know I was terrible when I first met with you, but look at me. I am so happy and I'm contributing back and my family's doing much better." That is why we're doing what we do.
People get second chances. How many people here haven't had somebody come alongside of them and helped you? I know I have. I know everyone here has also.
Upon release, people need a community willing to support them, to give them a second chance. A large need is for mentoring. Individuals need to feel like a part of a community to succeed.
So most of the time when these individuals are preparing to release from prison, they're really eager to get on the right path and very motivated. But when they release, one of the biggest challenges is getting reconnected with old peers and negative associations, which pull them back down that path and ending up continuing the cycle of crime. Before matching volunteers with the client, we provide training to make sure that they feel that they have a solid base of knowledge and are equipped to be working with the clients. And then our support continues after that. We don't just match them and throw them out there and expect them to swim and figure it out on their own. We continue to check in and provide case management of the match. We know that these are volunteers that don't have a lot of time to be maneuvering various facets of the community.
In 1968, Governor McCall pondered the same question that we're discussing today. Only the topic was, if I believe in the work release program, shouldn't I, the governor of the state of Oregon, have an inmate on my staff to demonstrate to other Oregonians and the business community that I support a second chance? This inmate became a giver instead of a taker. He became a taxpayer instead of a drain on the tax system. He became a father of 4 stepsons. He became my husband. And there's a lot of other Ted Winters out there who, if given the opportunity to succeed, will.
I'm a foster father, and I've been a foster father for 20 years. My foster son, Quentin, came to me when he was 5 years old. He's 25 now. But he's also a child, we learned while he was in foster care with us, who had been so physically and sexually abused by his parents that he was described by one person as the most abused child the person had ever seen. And this was someone who examined children like that for a living. So when he later ended up in prison, some people would have said, well, sure, that was bound to be the case. No, it wasn't. And what he's going to be for the rest of his life isn't set by those experiences either. But he had those experiences, and it's something one has to be aware of. He spent 7 of the last 8 years in custody for a felony conviction. The point of being here is that he was finally released from custody at OSCI this last February. And what has he got when he gets out? No resources except food stamps, no driver's license, no identification, no ability to get around except to the extent that I could get him around. And we have undertaken a journey together to see if we can't set up a life for him that gives him some hope, some dignity, and some reason for optimism.
Student Opportunity for Achieving Results, or SOAR, is an intensive reentry program on the Chemeketa Community College campus.
I mean, I got a lot out of the SOARS program, and I benefited a lot. I'm going to school now, 12, 13 credit hours, plus working.
Individuals that are eligible for the SOAR program are those that are recently released from incarceration. They have a history of drug or alcohol abuse. They are those that are kind of in that stage of thinking about changing their lives and about what they want to do differently with their futures.
The key to all of this, the key to every bit of it, lies in finding some basis for a person to assume a dignity that he thought he'd lost. And the greatest key to that is finding honest, honorable work. It doesn't have to pay well. It just has to pay regularly enough so you can actually pay for your own gas and your own telephone and your own place to live, however small that place may be. I have had the opportunity to take part in every other aspect of the justice system for most of my adult life. This was a new one on me, first to be involved with a child who was a victim, then to be involved with a child who was an offender, then to be involved with a child who was a prisoner, and now to be involved with a child who is a probationer. And make no mistake about it, whether he came as a foster child or not, he is my son. Pardon me. When he was 5, and first with us at the first Christmas, he came wandering out in the middle of the night to where the Christmas tree was still lit up. And he walked up to the tree with the lights on and he went, let's make that possible for a lot of kids. Thank you.
If you would have told me 7 years ago when I became the director of the Department of Corrections that we could fill a room anywhere in the state talking about the issue of offender reentry the way this room was filled, I would have doubted you. The fact that you've been able to do this in Marion County, I think, is just a testament to the energy that exists with the Marion County Reentry Initiative and how much progress we have made in this subject.
If we want our society to be as safe and as complete and as productive as it possibly can be, we need to reintegrate these people into our society. Because we need to find things for them to do.
It's my hope that once an individual has paid, as we say, their debt, that we have the ability to forgive. We have the ability to assist those individuals back into our communities.
We need to go out and multiply ourselves to make this reentry program successful. We're that good. Let's prove it. Let's prove it.